So we originally bought this property for $1.7 million and we had about $60,000 of closing costs. After the renovations, we think that the value of the property is going to be somewhere between $2.9 and $3.1 million because we've seen a couple comparable properties in the area sell for about that much price per unit, just close to $100,000 per unit mark.
The deal about Gonzales is there's really no other comparables here. And so I think that the next place in town is like a studio apartment at $950 a month. We bought it $650 a month and it worked. And so if we can increase the rents to $950, we're killing it. All the exterior doors are getting repainted. We're sanding down and fixing all of the steel railings.
And all these touches, you know, you don't really notice them. You just kind of get an overall feel that like, oh, there's kind of something going on. But we've just known from experience that once you come in with this attention to detail, it really makes everything pop. And you can't really explain like what it is that we've done, but everyone just gets that feeling that, oh, this is nice now. You know, they can feel it.
So we're gonna do a shade structure here with some posts, you know, the canvas shade structure that kind of gives it a little bit of that modern look. We're gonna replace that light. We're gonna put a picnic table under here with a grill.
All right guys, so here we are, we're in the kitchen. This was a pretty bad unit. We're gonna put in new countertops, new cabinets below, new cabinets up here, and a gooseneck faucet. Over here, we noticed when we demoed these out, they didn't have any pantry. So we've made a nice little section here for them to put a pantry, for them to put their food, subway tiles in the back here, and again, new cabinets, backsplash, and countertops. So we'll see how that all turns out. So guys, money is made in kitchens and bathrooms, and this one needed a lot of work. We're gonna resurface the tub. We're gonna put a nice vanity in here. We're gonna put a new low flow toilet in here. So one of the biggest expenses is water and sewer systems. Right now for this property, we've spent about $24,000 a year on water and sewer. So coming in here and spending $750 on a low flow toilet, low flow shower head, and low flow sink, this will save about $8,000 per year. Total to redo this bathroom is coming in about $2,000 for all of these upgrades here, but it'll look beautiful once it's done.
And welcome back. We're here in December. It's been about 8 months since we closed on the property and did all the renovations, and we're finally just about finished. It was a lot of work and we spent a ton of money, but I can't wait to show you guys what we've been up to. Come take a look. Guys, this window is ugly. It's got all this junk on it. We're gonna come in and replace this window. It costs about $500. So on the exterior, we paid about $400 to repair the window, and on the inside, we did new blinds for about $100. All right, so the parking lot ended up turning out nice. We filled in all the potholes and it's much safer and a much higher tier property now that it doesn't look so janky out here. But this was way more expensive. We actually ended up spending $17,000 on the parking lot asphalt repairs when I realistically thought it'd be about half that price. And the reason is just because it was so hard to get someone to come all the way out to Gonzales to do these repairs. Where in a major city, we'd have more competition to get a good price. So a parking lot really comes alive with some nice stripe and seal. We paid about $1,000 as the actual cost, but it looks great now and everyone's really pleased with the turnout. This signage is my favorite part of the property. Not only did we change the name from La Posada to Harmony Village, but this signage cost about $7,800. Now realistically, it's pretty expensive, especially because of the renovations we're doing interior-wise, but eventually when we sell the property, that value is going to be worth way more than $7,800. Plus it gives all the residents a lot of pride living here with a nice branded name on the community. Well worth it. So over the summer, we found out some of these HVAC units were a little too old to really keep working in this 100-degree Texas weather. So we had to replace about 6 of them with $3,500 units each, and the rest we were able to repair to working order. Overall, we probably spent about $30,000 on HVAC units between all the units. All right, so with the trees that were hanging over the building, we had someone come through and trim them up so that they weren't hanging over anymore. And we also had to just take a couple trees completely out if they were hanging all the way over the building and we couldn't salvage them. Actual cost, we spent about $7,000 to have someone come and do all that. So we went with this Amazon box light for $50 each, plus some nice decorations here for Christmas time. So for 5 lampposts, we spent actual cost of $275 on the project outside. All right, so we did quite a few to the common area here. There's this chain link fence that we got rid of that. That was just labor of about 50 bucks. This whole canvas materials and labor for the shade structure, about $2,200. We put in each of these picnic tables. We've got 2 of them here. They were about $250 each, so 500 bucks there, plus we stained them, put a little bit more into it there. And then we've got these 2 charcoal grills permanently installed back here. Each of these labor and materials ran us about 300 bucks. And then we put a whole new fence on this back one, and the fence was another like 1,000 bucks to put in there. So a lot of money went into this common area, but it affects all 32 of these units, so definitely worth it. Hey, for this laundry room, decorations, paint, and flooring, we spent about $1,000 as the actual cost. All right, well, let me show you what we've been up to on the inside. This is our newest renovated unit in our property, and we've done a lot of work. Here in the living room, you can see we spent about $2,000 on flooring all throughout the property. As we come into the kitchen, this is really the coup de grace. This is where it sells the value of the property. When people are looking at photos online, they look at the kitchen, they look at the bathrooms. So we spend a lot of time making sure we've got a good looking sink, fresh countertops, cabinets, new black appliances, really making this come together here. So let me show you what else we've been up to. As we come in here, fresh paint all throughout, nice texture just to match it. Not too expensive, but definitely necessary. In the bathrooms here, we've also had to spend a lot of money resurfacing the tub, putting in new toilets, new vanity, new mirror. We're missing a light bulb here, so we gotta add that. But you can see just not a lot of money goes into this, but it really makes the property stand out and have that modern look to it. So we'll go through the bedrooms now. Luckily with the bedrooms, there's not a lot to do as long as it's got flooring, paint, and nice electrical covers. You want to make sure you've got these 2-inch faux wood blinds. They look not only great from the interior, but when you're on the outside looking in, they really make the inside of the property look great from the outside. So if you're just driving by, it looks like a nice property because of these blinds. So overall, those are the highlights. We've made it look great. As I said, we're able to charge $975 a month for rent for these units, when previously I thought we might only get $800, but everyone loves this premium feel that we've got to it, so we went with the premium upgrades on all of these. We were able to renovate 24 of the 32 units before we used up all of our budget. We spent about $390,000 on this project, so including purchase price, closing costs, and renovation budget, we're all in for about $2.15 to $2.2 million on this. But with an exit sale price of $3 million, we think this is going to be an excellent value for our investors. Originally this was going to be a 2x equity multiple. Right now it's sitting about 2.5, 2.6 for the investors involved, and that's on a 5-year horizon, but realistically we may have that either cashed out, refinanced, or sold sooner to realize that equity multiple sooner and get into the next project. If you guys want to be a part of our next project like this, invest with Top Producer Investment Capital.